Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinahills.com, and I've oftentimes been asked that what is my connection to the goddesses, to Kali, how I came about this sadhana, how come I took it on, and what not. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about me. It's that I have always been interested in the metaphysical, and I come from a family that has a very ancient tradition of Kali Bhakti, or identifying with the mother principle. So tons of Bengali people worship the mother principle. They really venerate the mother, and they call her by many names. So there are 1008 names of the goddess, okay, which is penned in the Lalita Sahasranama. And I want to read that to you, the 1008 names, but not in this video. In this video, I want to tell you my deep personal experiences with the dark goddess, also known as Kali. So I have been initiated into the tradition of Kali by my grandmother. Interesting thing about my grandmother is she comes from a very ancient family called the Haldar. Okay, now if you live in Calcutta, then you probably know the Haldar, and in fact my grandmother's father has a road with his name. Okay, so my grandmother sort of grew up steeped with the culture, and this family, so I was getting to the family, and this family was brought down by the Pala kings to be the first Shivaites, or the first priests of the temple of Kalighat. Okay, and my grandmother is the direct daughter of this family. Also, my grandmother is a very interesting lady in herself, because she was initiated into kriya yoga by her by Bhupendranath Shandan Mahashoy, who happens to be the direct disciple and the youngest disciple of Lahiri Mahashoy of Kriya Yoga. Okay, so my grandmother was initiated by Bhupendranath Shandan Mahashoy. If you are no matter where you are in the world, if you know about Kriya Yoga, you've heard of Babaji and Lahiri Mahashoy. So my grandmother, of course, after marriage, and she got married at 17, 18. Yes, they used to get married really young in India those days. I mean, anywhere in the world, actually. So my grandmother was from this family, Haldar Bongsho, who were the first Shivaites of Calicut Temple. And it was her great-grandmother, who was called Ushangini Devi, who used to, as she told me when I was young, many stories of the temple and its mystique and the crazy things that have happened there in the Leela. What is Leela? Leela is play by the Godhead. So the Godhead is interacting with you. And Kalighat is, if you ask me, it is a vortex of energy. Really crazy experiences can be felt there. So according to the story, the myths, Shiva's wife was Uma, okay, and Shiva was basically not invited to a yajna, okay, and this yajna was being hosted by Uma's father, Daksha. This is Daksha Yajna, and Shiva was not invited. So in spite of him telling his wife Uma that don't go there, they don't want us there, she still insisted, and she went. Now when she went, everybody was making fun of Shiva. Now this is a very interesting myth, because why would anyone make fun of Shiva, the Godhead? It's because Shiva is not a traditional Vedic god. Shiva is, the Shiva lives in charnel grounds, in crematoriums. He's a yogi, he's a Mahayogi, he's not a bhogi. So the thing with Shiva, and this was sort of the acceptance of Shiva, that some gods were not giving him his proper place. So he did tell his wife that we don't need to go there, you don't need to go there, just forget it. So she said, no, I'm going to go there. And then everybody was making fun, so she committed suicide. Yes, it was absolutely not viable for her to do, but she did so. And then Shiva, when he found out that his Sati is, or his Shakti, who is also known as Sati or Uma in that incarnation, is dead, he was furious. So he went to Daksha's palace and he picked up his wife and he put her on his shoulders and started doing the Tandav. And the Tandav is the dance of Shiva that happens during the Pralaya. Pralaya is when a time cycle concludes. So this was Shiva dancing the Tandav and bringing creation to halt. So this could not be done, right? So all the gods petitioned Vishnu, said, "Oh Lord Vishnu, what do we do? Shiva has gone crazy. He's dancing with Uma's dead body. What do we do about it?" So then Vishnu said, "Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do." So he picks up his Sudarshan Chakra and he cuts and he sends out his Sudarshan Chakra and it decimates her body and cuts it up into many pieces and it falls all over. Okay, and this is the story of the different Shakti Pithas that have propped up all around. Okay, the Shakti Pithas. I'm going to make a separate video telling you how many there are and all of that. But wherever these body parts of Sati fell, those places became extremely energized and they became like, vortexes or wormholes, and they became places of worship finally, when everything solidified and Kali Yuga came. Okay, so the time cycle is divided into yugas. Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, okay, Kali Yuga, 4 yugas. So then right now these places may not seem mystical, but they are temples. Okay, they're called Shakti Peeths, and in each of these Shakti Peeths you can gain siddhi. What is siddhi? Moksha, understanding the truth. When Buddha walked away and he wanted to find the truth, moksha is that truth. It is known as nirvana, it is known as salvation. Okay, so this is how all the Shakti Peeths were created, right? And Shiva calmed down after there was nothing left on his shoulders to dance with, and then he realized that he was bringing in pralaya or destruction before its time. And you can't do that, no matter if you are Shiva or Sada Shiva. Okay, now I have already told you that ancient Indians understood multiple universes. That is why it is said in many of our tantras that there is not one Shiva or not one Shakti, but infinite amounts of them. Okay, it is also said in text that as hairs come out of the human body, the universes emanate out of the body of that Parabrahm. Infinite universes, uncountable, countless. So this was the story of how Shakti Peeths were created. Now Shakti Peeths are also places now where sadhaks go. Sadhaks, wise people who are looking to do sadhana, or aghoris or nagas. These, and of course common people do go there. But these people, they go there to gain salvation. Common people go there to pray for maybe food or housing or something like that. So these peeths are very, very energized. Okay, very energized. And in Kalighat, where my grandmother's family were the main priests, okay, there her little finger fell. And even till date, Kalighat has been known as one of the most powerful energy points. I mean, even back in the days. I've read tons of manuscripts of old Calcutta and Kalighat, how it formed. There were Muslims who would come and pray to the goddess, Christians, big company, East India Company officials who would pray to the goddess. Of course, with Kali worship, there is, tons of people do sacrifice, animal sacrifice. Now, I have said to you that Kali does not require animal sacrifice. Please understand that. The animal sacrifice was a symbol. When you sacrifice an animal, you're sacrificing your lower self or the Freudian id. Okay, so you are sacrificing that, and you symbolize that sacrifice with an animal. That is why it started. And now it just goes on mindlessly, and animals are killed for no reason. If you know how to sever your ego and you approach the goddess, you don't need bloodletting. Many people, they do bloodletting with certain forms of the goddess, like Chinnamasta requires bloodletting because she lets out her blood to sustain us. But Kali sadhana by itself does not require bloodletting. So my grandmother was a very powerful sadhak, and she was from this very illustrious priest family that the Pala kings brought to Bengal to be the first priests of Kalighat. And their name is still known, as I said, and that is how my grandmother sort of imparted this priestess tradition that she got from her grandmother Ushangini Devi. And it has continued, and I hope to pass it down, the sadhana that I do to my daughter. So that was a brief introduction into how I got into Kali sadhana. As I said, I got into Kali sadhana at a very young age. I was barely 5, and I was given my kriya mantra, and I was also given initiation into the ways of worshipping the goddess and the rituals and the mantras. I have been chanting the goddess's many mantras, okay, and many different goddesses that I have worked with, okay, that I have invoked, from Tara, Kali to Bagala to Neela Saraswati. They're some of my favorite vidyas to work with. Okay, I have worked with all the Dashamahavidya, the 10 forms of the goddess. But I will have to say that I love Kali, Tara and Bagala the most. They are 3 of my absolute favorites to invoke and to work with. And I'll tell you more about Bagala in another video. Thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe. A bit of a personal story. I hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.